And I'm live. Hey guys, it's Action Jacqueline, your big bald-headed sister. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Bald Girls Gossip Room. Hello, everyone. It's your big bald-headed sister, Action Jacqueline. Thank you for joining me. So I have to finish getting ready. I have a little party to get to today, just a small little get-together, a garden party, if you will. And my husband wanted me to wear this watch today, which I'm happy to do, but I don't look good in silver jewelry. Like, this is a nice watch, but like the earrings and stuff, y'all know, as a bald girl, you got to put on the right jewelry. Like, the jewelry's got to be serious, right? So I'm looking at what I have that could go with this. Do you guys mix metals? Is that safe to do? Because I really wanted to wear these big hoops today, as well as this necklace and maybe a little choker. But then, how does it work? What y'all think? What y'all think? Hey guys, it's Action Jacqueline, your big bald-headed sister and fellow alopecia princess. Thank you for tuning in to the Bald Girls Gossip Room. Okay, so I don't know if you guys have been watching the news, but I'm always in tune with the news because I host the Bald Girls Gossip Room. And the Bald Girl News, and the Bald Girl News, we talk about all things that are important to bald people like us that the rest of the world might not find very interesting. But I think you and I would find this kind of information pretty interesting because we're bald girls, all right? Or we're bald boys. I talk to bald boys, bald men, anybody who is hair challenged like me. I have alopecia universalis, which is the most severe form of alopecia, and I've been living this way for a very long time. So anyway, you guys can't see this on TikTok. I have to stream two ways. I have to stream one on YouTube here on my laptop, and then two here on my phone, because y'all know TikTok has this new rule that if you want to stream through like secondary software like OBS, which is how I like to stream with you guys so that you can see my media and I don't have to do things like show you things this way. YouTube, you guys can see all of this stuff on my screen, but you guys on TikTok, you really can't see it like that. But they have this new law they have this new rule that if 50% of your content is not dedicated to gaming, they kick you off every week. So every week I get kicked off. I'm allowed to stream once a week through TikTok and OBS. That's how come you're able to see it sometimes. Other times I have to just like talk to you guys this way. Anyway, I'm rambling. I need to finish getting dressed. I need to put on my eyelashes. And then we need to talk about this British man who, can I say the word DIED on TikTok without getting kicked off? Because y'all know the rules are crazy on TikTok. I can say it on YouTube, but anyway, this British man, DIED, while getting a hair transplant in Turkey. All right. So originally what I wanted to talk to you guys about was a celebrity from Celebrity Big Brother in Britain who is getting a hair transplant, a woman. Like, usually women don't get hair transplants. It's not a woman sort of thing. But this woman went public about it. She's like a beautiful woman, somebody that's young and interesting who I think you guys would find interesting. So her name is Chloe Goodman. I don't know if you guys heard about Chloe Goodman, but we're going to talk about Chloe Goodman and her hair transplant. And then we're going to talk about this British man who DIED'd while getting a hair transplant in Turkey. And the reason why I'm still talking about hair transplantation after hearing about this is because it seems kind of halfway unrelated. So I'm going to go ahead and read you guys the story, all right? Let me just pull it up here on my, on my iPad, so that you guys can see the man who unfortunately passed away. That's the word we're going to use, who unfortunately passed away whilst getting a hair transplant in Turkey. All right, so let me pull that up. Ladbible.com, British man died while getting hair transplant in Turkey. I said the word. Okay, here it is. I can't be bothered with typing on this thing. It just takes forever. So here he is, y'all. This is the man who unfortunately passed away while getting a hair transplant in Turkey just either yesterday or the day before. So I'm going to go ahead and read you guys the story of this gentleman. who didn't make it through transplant surgery. A British man has died in Turkey while going to a clinic for a hair transplant. Local media reported that Martin James Latchman had flown out to Istanbul for the procedure, a popular destination for Brits seeking aesthetic treatments. The 38-year-old has an appointment with private clinic Dr. Sink Hospital in Besiktas, I don't know how to say that, and was due to undergo surgery on 28 July. However, the man suffered complications before the procedure even took place and ended up being rushed to a hospital where he died. It was initially reported that Latchman fell ill following the procedure, but the clinic has since disputed this claim, saying it happened before the surgery began. Of course, they have to say that, right? Like, that's their job. He had reportedly visited the clinic last year for a successful hair transplant procedure and was returning for a second. On its site, Cynic is described as having transformed the lives of thousands of patients over 2 decades. Here's some imagery from that. I'm going to show it to you guys here on YouTube as well. Sorry, I'm slow. It's hard to multitask like this. Y'all know I got ADHD. It's hard. Self-diagnosed. Okay, so there you go. Hang on. There it is. Oh, I can't even move it. Oh, technology sucks sometimes. Look, I can't even move it. I'm going to have to read it from here, y'all. The clinic has a 4.8 star rating on Google and boasts clients such as Manchester United Rio Ferdinand. Latchman was once an assistant head teacher, and his LinkedIn lists him as working as a private defense contractor in Northampton. He is said to have been a keen runner, as tributes on social media tipped him as a source of inspiration and motivation. An investigation has been launched into his sudden death, with reports giving allegations of reckless homicide. Ooh, this is all for hair transplantation, y'all. Speaking to the Daily Mail, Dr. Cynic said, "We are deeply saddened by the passing of our patient. In July 2024, the patient had previously undergone a successful hair transplant procedure at our clinic, and following his satisfaction with the results, he returned for a second procedure. He explained that before that took place, all the necessary medical evaluations and tests were carried out thoroughly and without omission. This apparently included the likes of blood work, a chest x-ray, and ECG. These assessments were conducted under the supervision of an anesthesiologist, and the patient was cleared for surgery," he continued. However, before the hair transplant procedure began and during the preparatory phase, the patient unexpectedly became unwell for reasons that are still unknown. Immediate medical intervention was provided, and he was urgently transferred to a fully equipped university hospital. And despite ongoing intensive care treatment, Latchman sadly died later that evening. The clinic said that they have submitted all relevant medication documentation related to the incident to authorities, as it added that claims suggesting he died during the procedure are incorrect. The incident occurred before the hair transplant procedure had begun. Due to the ongoing legal process and out of respect for the family's privacy, no further details will be disclosed at this time. Wow. So, apparently, hair transplantation is not safe all the time. I didn't know it was that big of a deal, y'all. So, like I said, my prayers go out to the family, first of all. Let me just say that. My prayers go out to the family. And there's a deeply sad and troubling story. All right. But it's interesting because not 2 days ago, I was going through the news, and then I learned about this young lady. Let me go ahead and pull her up. Ooh. Chloe Goodman, who is undergoing hair transplantation. I'm going to go ahead and pull her up so you guys can see her. And I have to pull her up here so that you guys can see her as well. This is not easy, y'all. Forgive me. I'm pretty sure I just X'd the whole thing out, which I didn't want to do. Okay, so it's on Instagram.
Arriving at KSL to see Dr.
All right, hang on. I'm going to pull it up. So this is interesting because she actually took us into the office at which she's going to have this procedure. She showed us how it's done. It's all on her Instagram page, and you guys can check it out as well. I'm going to try to pull it up here so you can see it. But this machine is so slow. Hang on, y'all. Instagram, Chloe Goodman, hair transplant. And then y'all need to put some makeup on and get ready to get out of here because we are going to this garden party this evening. And I'm not quite dressed. I still haven't done my jewelry. And y'all know how important jewelry is to me, right? So I got to get myself together. And I was hoping to do that with you guys. But I wanted to get through the ball girl news first because got to stay on top of the news so we know what's going on out there, right? Chloe Goodman, let's talk about her. Why would they show us Chloe Kardashian? Yeah, it's not what I want. Oh, here she is. So before I play it here for you guys on YouTube, I'm gonna play it on my little phone. This is so ghetto. This is the only way to do it though. Otherwise, everybody can't see it, and I want the room to see. Okay, I'm gonna try it to make it so everyone can see. And trust me, if TikTok was to be good enough, sign up. Good God, log in. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, my information is saved, so we safe. I don't have to go through that rigorous process of finding the password. Anyway, it'll give me a second to get something to drink. How you guys doing out there? It's Action Jacqueline, your big ball-headed sister. Thank you so much for tuning into the Ball Girl News and the Ball Girl Gossip Room. I appreciate you. Beet juice. Save info. Oh, Junie. This is so bad. I'm sorry, y'all. It just really takes long. I didn't want this for myself. Hold on. How do we find Chloe Goodman here? Okay. Chloe Goodman, alopecia. So, y'all want to donate to like my technology fund because I feel like this show could be so much better if I had like tens of thousands of dollars. Okay, Chloe Goodman hair transplant. Is it pulling up finally? Oh my God, they showed me everybody under the sun except Chloe Goodman. All right. Well, in the meantime, can I get some makeup on? And do I need to... My cat is meowing. Don't you start picking at that gate. Stop. Oh my God. Give me a second, y'all. I need to let the cat out. And I have to figure out how I'm going to show you guys the news. Like, I want to be able to show you guys the news. And then maybe I should change this top because I noticed that every time, like, any little thing causes a stain. Any little thing. I'm cleaning it all day. And then I'm going to show you guys this wig that is surprisingly lasting me something like 40 wears. I don't know. I'm on to like number 45 wear on this wig, and it's still looking really good. I ordered a new one. Hopefully, I'll get it in the next couple days. And then you can see what it looks like when it's fresh. But let me just let the cat out right quick. Hang on, y'all. Go ahead. All right, she's out. And then maybe I might have to change this top. I don't know. Now tell me what you think. And the jewelry. My jewelry's wrong. I lost my earring. Let me put in some jewelry. God, and my eyelashes. Can you tell that I have ADHD? Because good God, it's everywhere all over me. Oh my God. All right, let's get this thing together. So for those of you who are just joining me and have never been here before, I'm Action Jacqueline. I'm your big bald-headed sister. I have the most severe form of alopecia called alopecia universalis. And it just basically means that I don't grow hair anymore. I stopped growing hair when I was probably like, I want to say like 12 years old. No, I was still growing like patchy hair when I was 12 years old. So I was probably maybe 15 or 16 when my hair really like all left my body, eyelashes, eyebrows, all that other stuff. So yeah, I've been living this way for quite some time, but the hair loss began when I was 11 years old. After I had a fight with my sister, like I had a big fight with my sister, and I remember running. I ran to like school that day. Back then they used to give like free breakfast and free lunch at the public school, and I ran to school and I was eating breakfast, or I was online to gather breakfast, I should say. And I remember there was a girl. Her name was Rita. Rita. What's her last name? I don't remember. She was a nice girl though. Her name was Rita Rendon. Rita Rendon. Rita Rendon was standing behind me on the line, and she said, "Jackie, what happened to your hair?" And I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" And she said, "It's all over your back." And I didn't even know what that meant. Hair all over your back. What does that mean? At this time, I'm 11 years old. So she's like, "Look." And then she like picked some hair off my back. And she's like, "Look." I'm like, "Oh my God." I didn't know what it meant. Like, I didn't panic at all. I remember being 11, like, oh, that's weird. Who cares? But yeah, by the time I was 16 years old, I was completely bald. But by the time I was 12, like I had to wear a wig. There was no, there wasn't much time after that initial hair loss that went on that I was able to keep like hair. It left pretty quick. It wasn't like 2 days, like some stories I've heard. I've heard people losing full heads of hair in like 2 months. It wasn't that fast, but it was quite fast. And fortunately, and I mean this when I say the word fortunately. Fortunately, I don't grow hair anymore because I don't think I could go through that, honestly. If the way alopecia works is it comes and goes throughout your life, and especially like autoimmune alopecia. And I just can't deal with that back and forth. It's just too much. I did regrow my hair once when I was like 15 years old. I was taking these steroid injections, and my hair did regrow. But my hair loss is so aggressive that I had to go back every 2 weeks to get these injections. And if I missed a week, it would start falling out again. That's how serious it was. So I'm looking around for my other earring because I see it's missing. So yeah, and that's it. That's really the only health issue that I have in life. I've never suffered any other health issue besides that, unless I'm going to be completely transparent and tell you that I've had stomach issues, which I have since started to believe that gut issues have a lot to do with hair issues. So if you guys want to talk about that in the chats, I would love to hear what you have to say about it, because honestly, I at this point, I've heard so many people disclose that they also have gut issues. And for some reason, when we go to the doctor, we don't make that assimilation. So when the doctor's like, "Oh, so have you noticed any other symptoms?" For some reason, we never remember to say, "Oh yeah, my stomach hurts," like, because it just seems so unrelated. It's like a different conversation you have with a different doctor. In fact, you go to a completely different doctor to discuss that. You go to a GI specialist to talk about your gut health, and you go to a dermatologist to talk about your hair loss. So, I don't know if here in America, I don't know who's from different countries, but in case you don't know, here in America, you have to see a DO if you want to see like a doctor who covers everything all at once. If you're just seeing a medical doctor, they're gonna just tell you, "Okay, well, I'm gonna schedule you or write you a script to go see a different doctor because I can't help you in that area." Y'all, I can't find my area. I'm pissed off. What the hell happened? All right, so I've been standing here with this thing going for so long, and I want to show you guys this. Oh, look, there it is. Perfect. I found it. put this in. I want to show you guys Goodman and her hair transplant. I thought that was a really interesting story, which is, I know it's an odd thing for me to tell you about hair transplantation right after telling you about this one man who just passed away from a hair transplant. Malachi Daly, hey love, how's it going? Thank you for joining. Hopefully you're still there because I feel like you left that hello a minute ago and I was in the middle of talking, so I didn't get a chance to respond right away. But I'm here acknowledging you, saying hello, Malachi Daly. And here, let me check to see if anybody here is chatting. All right. So y'all ready to hear about? Y'all see how jewelry like really helps the aesthetic of a ball girl? Like it really plays it up. Let me put my next one. I can't stay focused. I would have been able to stay focused if I wasn't having such a hard time pulling up this article about Chloe Goodman. Chloe Goodman, where are you? Oh. Chloe Goodman, hair transplant, Instagram. Go. This is just the my necklace that my dad gave me. It's a guy. It's the country of Guyana. That's where my dad is from. And this piece is probably 60 years old. So it's very, very. It's a heirloom at this point. Go ahead and put it on. Ooh, can't do it. Okay, I was able to pull up the video, y'all, so we can finally talk about it. I have a choker as well. And then we can talk about the wig afterwards. Because I feel like this wig is a winner. And it's worth the money. If you guys are interested, you might want to pick it up. Okay, all right. Here she is, Chloe Goodman. But first, let's talk about who Chloe Goodman is, because I feel like a lot of Americans may not know who she is. She's definitely a British star, British celebrity. So here we go. Who is Chloe Goodman? Who is Chloe Goodman? Can y'all see that over there? Chloe Goodman is a British model and reality TV personality, best known for appearing on shows like X on the Beach and Celebrity Big Brother. She's also co-owner of an aesthetics clinic in Hove and has spoken openly about various cosmetic procedures she had, including a boob uplift, liposuction, and veneers. In June 2025, at age 32, after 2 pregnancies with her children, Isla and Hudson, Chloe began experiencing significant hair loss and thinning, especially around her hairline and scalp sides, during and after breastfeeding. This led to serious anxiety, obsessive thoughts about her looks, and scalp picking behaviors. How many of you guys do that? Pick your scalp. A photo taken by her sister in early 2025 highlighted visible scalp and recession that intensified her insecurities. Why her sister take that picture and post it then? You see how your sisters will do you? She described her confidence plunging and becoming preoccupied with how every photo showed her thinning hair. Her husband, former football Grant Hill, had a successful hair transplant in 2018, which inspired her, combined with encouragement and insights from other women who had undergone it, including Love Island alum Rose Williams. So you know what, guys? For some reason, that particular show, Celebrity Big Brother, we have talked about that show a few times on this channel because I don't know what's going on in Britain, but a lot of people are having hair issues publicly. I don't know if it's because they're more vocal, and it's more likely that they talk about their hair health there in Britain than they are here. I think that might have a lot to do with it, though, because a lot of the articles that I read, a lot of the stories that I read come out of Britain. It seems that people are much more likely to speak openly about their hair loss and other issues like that than here. We're all very hush hush about it, and people are still making fun of bald people. And a lot of bald people can't even accept their own baldness, like doing things like avoiding mirrors and sleeping in their wigs and stuff like that, rather than being able to come out and talk about it. So that's why I like to get on this stage and highlight all the people who are publicly dealing with their alopecia and proudly advocating for it. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about Chloe Goodman. Hold on. We're going to show her video. I'm just going to take this off right quick. Right quick. Where did I learn to speak that way? TV. Wait, main page. Okay. All right. So here she is. Let me go back.
And place back
Can I
the area I want thickening up.
Can you rewind this thing? Is there a way?
Arriving at KSL to see Dr. Matty for Arriving at KSL to see Dr. Matty for a hair transplant. So yeah, we shaved off my baby hair, which I want thickening up, which is the whole reason for the transplant in the first place, and ended up with 5 head. I didn't find this painful at all, by the way. This is the donor area being exposed and the grafts being removed and placed back into the area I want thickening up. Arriving at KSL to see Dr. Matty for a hair transplant. So yeah, we shaved off my baby hair, which I want thickening up, which is the whole reason for the transplant.
Wait, okay, so
ended up with 5 head. I didn't find this painful at all, by the way. This is the donor area being exposed and the grafts being removed and placed back into the area I want thickening up. Arriving at KSL to see Dr. Matty for a hair transplant. So yeah, we shaved off my baby hair, which I want thickening up, which is the whole reason for the transplant in the first place, and ended up with 5 head. I didn't find this painful at all, by the way. This is the donor area being exposed and the grafts being removed and placed back into the area I want thickening up.
All right. So I guess you guys saw it. I played it a few times because I realized that it was probably hard to look at. But let's go ahead and read her caption.
A hair transplant.
If I could at all. It says, Chloe says, I took the plunge and had a hair transplant with KSL Clinics. After having my 2 gorgeous children, I felt like my baby hair at the front wasn't growing back to being the thick, full hairline I once had. Postpartum hair loss is not the one. I'll be showing my results. If you've got any questions, drop a comment below. So she's saying it was the best thing she ever did, but she hasn't even gotten the results yet, which I find interesting. But did you guys notice that how they did it? This is why I am not a candidate for hair transplantation. You need some hair to transplant from one place to another. That's how skin grafting and hair transplantation works. So they actually shaved off a huge section of her head. Of her hair. And I guess they cut it and they used grafts. I don't know how they do that. Y'all want to see it again? Really interesting. Bull Burster says, yippee! I hope your channel becomes popular. Thank you so much. I love you for saying that. I hope it does too. There she is. Ooh, you can really see it right there. I wish I would slow it down a little bit. Yeah, well, I hope that really comes out nice. And I'm glad that it was safe because as we just talked about, a man just passed away during, or it's still under speculation. They don't know yet because the clinic is not admitting that they had anything to do with this man's death. But a man definitely did die in the hospital immediately after having hair transplantation, which is very, very scary, y'all. He got sick. For those of you who are just joining me, he got sick, and I'm going to read the story one more time for those of you who are just joining me, because I can't talk about hair transplantation without now telling this story because it would be remiss of me. Like, what kind of person pushes hair transplantation on the eve of the day, right? That somebody just passed away from getting a hair transplant, which is so unusual. It's literally just taking a skin graft. I mean, unless maybe the anesthesiologist gave him a lethal dose or something like that. I don't know. Y'all can help me figure that one out. I don't want to spend too much time focusing on that because I am not I'm not an investigator, I'm not a medical expert, so I can't say, but wow, to be rushed out of a hair transplant clinic into a hospital where you're pronounced dead. Wow, 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 wow. Anyway, for you, those of you who were wondering, Chloe Goodman spent 6,500 pounds. Let's do the math on that. Alexa, what is 6,500 pounds in US dollars?
6,500 pounds is 8,630 US dollars and 65 cents.
Okay, so she spent $8,365 and some cents on just getting this area done. Wow, that was way more than I expected to hear, honestly. I'm actually taken aback by that. People like afford these surgeries. Like, I see all these women getting all these BBLs and stuff like that. Where are they getting the money from? I feel like if I managed to save up, I don't know, $22,000, I wouldn't, in the time it took me to spend that money, I would have already like exercised enough to get my butt big enough, or I would have learned to just love the little boobs that I have. You know what I mean? Because wow, that's just a lot of money to sink into something like that, I think. I don't know. Who am I? All right, so y'all, this is the Sensational Wig by Tressa Lore. I have worn her so many times and in so many different colors. And I don't know if you guys have watched my show many times, but I don't keep wigs for more than 30 days, more than 30 wears, I should say. I wear them 30 times and after that I throw them in the trash because I wear synthetic hair. We'll get into why I wear synthetic hair later. I know human hair looks better. I get it. But there's reasons. I just don't want to get into it here and now. But this wig, y'all, which I just repurchased from, what's the name of the vendor that I got it from? Best Wig Outlet for $260. It's too loose. I need to glue it down. This wig is living way beyond my expectations. I definitely recommend it. I think you guys might want to be interested in picking this wig up because it's a good one. And I just love the way that it carries a curl. But I will say it requires a lot of attention. It's childlike in that fashion. Curve says, oh, hi. Hey, Curve. Did I say that right? Kirve. I don't know who is there leaving messages on TikTok, and I hope that I'm not ignoring you guys. It's just really hard to see messages on this little screen. But yeah, this is it. This is the wig, y'all. And I just washed it. What I was saying was that this wig requires a lot of attention, right? So every time I wear this wig, I have to pass a hot iron over it. Lately, I've been wearing this wig in these really pretty curls. Do you guys want to see what those curls look like? I'm going to show you because the curls are so pretty. But I kind of was about to retire this wig. And so when I saw it sitting in my drawer and it actually for some reason looked nice, I was like, you know what, let me pull it out and try to do something with it. So I washed it and I ironed it like with a real iron. I have an iron that has a very low setting. So I put it on like the silk setting with a lot of steam and I put it on my ironing board, y'all. And then I used the edge of my ironing board. Like, let's say this is the ironing board and I cupped it over it, brushed it out really good on the board, and then literally ironed it because I didn't feel like sitting there with with my curling iron, which takes really long. Ironing it with my iron, like my clothes iron on a low setting, on silk setting, that took like 6 minutes, y'all. And this is how it came out. It combed out all of those curls. So I'm really, really pleased with the results. And I think I'm gonna wear it long. I mean, wear it straight, even though I have been wearing it curly, and I love it like that as well. Let me go ahead and show you what it looks like when it's curly. And then I'm gonna, hopefully somebody could show me how to clean off this damn iPad because its flow is all get out, pissing me off actually. All right, let me show you how it looks when I wear it curly. Slow. Look at that. Oh my God, it's the grandma. Really unbelievable how slow it is. Maybe it's my connection. Are you guys getting kicked off a lot? All right. I hope not. Okay, so this is my TikTok page. If you guys are not subscribed, please make sure that you subscribe because we always do the ball girl news. We always got ball girl gossip. We always got new hairstyle. We always got new wigs. We always got bald styles. Okay, we always got new jewelry to talk about. We have fun stuff to talk about here, and we don't gatekeep. So no topic is hush hush. We get in there in these conversations. So I'm gonna show you how oh, here it is. Look. So this is how I went though. This is it. And this is what my bald looks like today. Oh, that's not a good one. I took that one off way too fast. Okay, here it is.
A woman has been arrested for allegedly entering a restricted area and taking a wig from a body at a Tyler funeral home. On May 23rd, the funeral director reported to police that someone had taken a wig off of a body. All right, so I'm not going to let you bore you guys with that story. That's an old story about a woman who snatched a wig off of a corpse in Texas. Blah blah blah. Typical stuff we talk about here on the Ball Girls Gossip Room. But I don't miss a beat, y'all. If somebody's snatching wigs off dead bodies, I'm talking about it here, and I'm doing it in a timely fashion. So y'all want to definitely make sure that you're subscribed. But you see how it looks when it's curly. Look at that. It takes the curls so nicely. If I had more time today, I would definitely sit down and put some curls in there with you guys because, I love doing that. But I got to get ready for this party that I'm going to be going to. I think I am going to wear this outfit. Anyway, guys, you guys have any questions? You guys want me to touch on any subjects? Please let me know now. Otherwise, I'm just going to go ahead and log out. I thank you very much for joining me in the Ball Girls Gossip Room. Again, I'm Action Jacqueline, your big ball-headed sister. And thank you so much for hanging out with me. I love you very much. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure that you tap that screen. Give me a whole bunch of hearts before you go. And tell your friends. Share the video. I love you guys. Talk to you again soon.